Just me staring at the screen till I see someone show up. I think the last time I did live on this channel, accidentally, it took a... Oh, there's someone. Hello, my YouTube friend. Pop Comics here. And today we're going to open up a Grail Comic Book. All right, I had to do the beginning for people watching after the show. All right, I think it's just one person so far. I'm going to wait for a few people to come in. We're opening up a nice Grail comic today. I was going to do it live because I thought it would be fun. We're going to play 20 questions to guess what's in here once some people show up. And we'll figure it out. Hey Josh, how are you? I'm gonna live unbox my first Grail that I've purchased, selling my collection, my Funko Pop collection, and I think we're gonna pay 20 questions. We're gonna guess. People are gonna guess what's in there before I open it up. It's only 2 people though. If you guys want to start guessing, that's all right. We got 2 people to guess. Oh, okay, 8 people. All right, now people are coming in. All right, sweet. We're gonna play the guessing game. 20 questions. I have the first Grail comic book I purchased with my YouTube, not YouTube, my Funko Pop collection selling. I've been doing the Unhaul series. I had to stop at the beginning of November because I got sick. I'm gonna start it up soon. I'm gonna motivate myself. I think buying a Grail once every month, maybe like 1 a month. And then I have to work hard pulling stuff out to pay for it. Because that really motivated me. When the New York Comic Con, when I spent so much, it really motivated me to clear out a lot of stuff. But then once I kind of hit that, I was just like, eh. Although then I spent a lot on whatnot. So now I got to do it again a little bit. But we got a Grail. So anyone want to make a guess? I'm going to give one hint. This comic probably has one of the best, if not the best, Silver Age cover on it. I'll give you that one hint. See anyone talking? No, just Josh so far. I see 12 of you guys there. So does anyone want to make a guess? You can ask me yes or no questions. No, it's not Amazing Fantasy 15. That's all right, I'll tell you what happened. I saw this comic listed for $300 or $400. Hey Kayla. It was $300 or $400 and that's like a steal price. But it was Blizzard or Adams Rare Comics, I believe is his shop. And he always, stuff will get bid up. But he starts stuff low. So I looked it up, and I thought it would be like $1,300 to $1,400. You have to ask yes or no questions. We got 20 questions. We're 1 down. You can ask yes or no questions. I can't do No, not Hulk 340. All right, Marvel DC. It's Marvel. So this is what so what I did was I thought it was gonna be like $1,300 to $1,400 possibly, like what it was selling for. I was like, it was currently at $300. I put a sniper bin at $1,223.76. I was born June 23rd, 1976. So I do 23.76 as a good luck kind of thing, and I figured, if I can get a lot cheaper than that, that'd be thrilling. But even if I got it at that price, I thought it'd be $100 less than maybe $100 to $200 less than it's worth. And I won it for exactly that price. No, it's not. It's the hint is it's probably one of the best Silver Age covers, if not the best Silver Age cover, and it went for $1,200. $1,223.76 exactly. I guess the minimum bid was probably like $15, and my sniper bid went in, and it was like $12 above the last bid. That's why I went for the exact bid I made. Anyone else want to make a guess? It's a Marvel comic book, Silver Age, one of the best. Should I start opening up, or do you guys want to make a few more? I thought it would be fun kind of guessing. We can make a few more guesses. It's a $1,200 book. No, I could say one of the characters on the cover first appeared in the Fantastic Four. I'm going to say that. But it's not a Fantastic Four comic book. But that would be cool. I need, Fantastic Four 1 is high on my list. Daredevil 53. I mean, that's a good guess. Does 53... all right, I'll give you another clue. It's a 7.0 condition CGC. So I don't know. 53 is what? Second Black Panther? No, that's Daredevil. What's Daredevil 53? Is that a first appearance of anyone? No, I'm drawing a blank. I feel like 53 is not a first appearance, is it? No, my brain is not working. All right, no more guesses. Should I start opening this up? I think I'm going to open it up. Anyone else? Oops, I can't. The chats always disappear on here. Tales of Astonished 13, Hulk 104. Hulk 104 is a good comic book, but I don't think it goes for 1,200 and like maybe a 101 7, maybe somewhere up there, but I don't think it's that high. Tales of Astonished 13, no, it's not Tales of Astonished 13. That's another good one though. That one's on my list. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera. Okay. Anyone? You can keep making guesses as I open it. I want to have fun doing this. It's one of the best, if not the best, Silver Age cover. Which is kind of hard. You know what? I'm going to go get the tripod. Let's go over here. We got the tripod. Oh, for anyone curious, a lot of people are like, oh, you're going crazy on whatnot. I am pulling out all my my duplicates and putting them in the shop. So, you know, I'm spending a lot on whatnot, but I'm also putting a ton of value into the shop. So I'm hoping to break even and cover my keepers. Daredevil 1 is really, really, really high on my list, but 7.0 would be like 10 grand. I don't think I can afford that. Daredevil 1, I'm going to aim for probably between a 4 or 5. I think a 5 would probably be about 5,000. That's like been one of my ultimate grails for a very long time. So I might pursue that first. Then Action 252 is on my list. Really, really want that. And then like a X-Men 1, giant size X-Men 1 and X-Men 94 are all on my list. This is going to be hard to get all those, though. I have to really get a lot of stuff sold. Okay, I got my tripod. I'm going to set it up. I'm not seeing... Where's the chat? Keep disappearing. Spider-Man 50. It's not Spider-Man 50. I do have... All right, I think Peter might be the winner. Peter is the winner there. It's a Silver Surfer 4. I think it's one of the greatest covers. Wait, I'm going to flip this so you can look at my face as I try to set this up. All right, there you go. I'm trying to set up this tripod. I love this cover. I've wanted this one for the long time. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. A lot of fun with whatnot. I didn't think I'd find it as fun as I'm finding it. Like even selling is fun. It's all fun. It's growing quick. I gained 300 followers my last show. I can't believe it's growing that fast. Like on YouTube right now, I lost 100 subscribers in the last month on my main channel. And so it's like demotivating me. I don't want to work hard if like every time I do something, people are like, yep, nope, I'm sick of this guy. Let me not do it anymore. You know, that kind of thing. But whatnot, like every time I do a show, I gain like 300 people following. That's actually very motivating. And it's super fun to me. And it's like interacting. I think some people really enjoy the live streams I do on YouTube while I'm doing it. All right, I'm trying to get this tripod set up. All right, now the question is, did it arrive perfect? I mean, it is from a really reputable vendor. Wait, I'm going to flip this again. And they usually package really well. They're one of my favorite vendors to buy from on eBay just because they do such a good job packaging. And everything is cheap auction, so occasionally you can win something for a great price. Whereas other vendors like try to put everything 10, 20, 30% above value just so that it you know, they're trying to snag someone who's like, oh, I'm willing to pay 30, 40, 50%. I'm like, I want to buy stuff at market value. I don't want to pay next year's market value just because you think it's going to keep going up, which, you know, especially the last 6 months. This book I think was $1,700, $1,800 last summer. So $1,300 feels like, oh, not even $1,300. I thought it was going to go for $1,300. I got it for 1223.76. I can't believe the price I got it for. Like, I can't. It's my exact bid too. When I put the bid in, it was like at $300 or $400. So I just like, this is my crazy. I'm willing to pay up to $100 under the last sold price. All right, I like using scissors so I don't dig into anything in the box. I know some people make fun of me sometimes for using scissors, but I've seen so many people, you know, cut their item with a knife. You don't want to do that. Okay. Man, this is super exciting to me. I was about to open it. I was like, you know, I got to do it as a live stream. So, yeah, this is them. It's Adam's Rare Comics. He always has really awesome cheap auction. Like, it starts cheap. And then, hey, Sean, it starts cheap. And then Yeah, sometimes you get a good deal and sometimes you pay up a little bit, but it's fun. I like actually bidding on auctions because I feel like if I have a chance to get something a little bit cheaper than market, I'm super thrilled. It makes it fun to me. Whereas if everything's overpriced, it's not so fun. All right, oh, let's pull this beautiful, beautiful book out of here. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you, this is like one of my top 10 wanted books, I think, that I thought I could afford. Oh, wow. I'm going to take out the bag. Let's inspect the slab. What a beautiful book. I love this cover. You know what I love about this cover is I always say, actually, I'm going to lift my tripod up. I always say, you know, if someone's designing a cover, if you can kind of put it into a yin-yang shape where the action is kind of in the yin-yang, I think it just makes the cover more fun and dynamic. And this is like one of the most perfect yin-yang shaped covers, right? You got Silver Surfer versus... oh, hello.
Hello.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And more comic books.
I'll be back.
All right.
Have the Lego friend? No.
Yeah, mail just delivered. And look at this guy. So yeah, and 7.0 is right at that range where it looks beautiful without, like, you know, one grade or higher, or 8.0, it like triples in price. I noticed it had like a slight little bit of a very faint like crease right there. I think that was the only flaw I saw in the pictures. And it's off white to white, so it's not too yellowed. It looks pretty good. And Silver Surfer looks really white. I mean, that's the main thing. You want the main character to not look yellowed. And for a square bound issue, it's gorgeous. What do you guys think? Is that definitely a Grail worth picking up? I am so thrilled to have that one. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. Do you guys want me to do like a walk and talk around the neighborhood, or should we end it there? Because I have a whole bunch of comic books to open, but I'd rather do that in a more clean, you know, an actual edited video, because I like watching them back. Oh, thank you, Baron. I love this. I got his first appearance in a collection the beginning of last year. So, all right, I'll take a walk around. So, just like getting my favorite Silver Surfer cover to go with his first appearance now is amazing. My number one is still missing. I lost it. It's been misplaced for 8 to 10 years. I have a worry that someone took it at some point, or I just misplaced it. So it drives me crazy. So I want to replace it kind of, but I haven't picked it up yet. But I figure I'll start getting all the other stuff. It's not the first appearance of anyone. It's just probably the best or one of the top 5 Silver Age covers. People just love this cover. So this issue is kind of hard to get cheap. But its price is down. I think it was like $1,600, $1,700 in this grade last summer. So it's 1/3 less. I'm going to pick it up. I want to pick up a lot of comics right now while prices are kind of low. Because I feel like it feels like in the last month or so, or after Christmas, prices started popping up again on stuff. I'm going to put it behind the counter so it doesn't get messed with. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. It is a beautiful book. Can I just hand this to you? Behind the counter. Just the mail. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a little neighborhood walk and talk. It's kind of nice out. It's 49 degrees. So I think I can walk without being too cold. Actually, Allison, do you have a hat? I just want to put a hat on. You don't have a hat? Okay, I'm going to see how cold I am walking the neighborhood. All right, we should be... All right. It's a gloomy day, but it's warm out. So I feel like it's nice. I'm going to go to the little rooftop park that's in the building a couple blocks down, because I like that location. Although we're in Brooklyn now, so it's rush hour, or almost rush hour, so the traffic is starting to get a little heavy. And let's see, what else is there? Anyone have any questions, any topics they want me to chat about? I can talk about my Whatnot experience so far. I'm absolutely loving buying comic books because I keep buying stuff way below value. I keep picking up all my favorite artists, Peach Momoko stuff, Rose Besh stuff. Like, I'm buying Virgin variants for $5, $10, $15, and they retail at $25. I live really close to the building, so it's a very quick commute. It went really good. I think I sold 205 items during the marathon, sold $2,400 worth of stuff. So I paid for the Silver Surfer and I paid for my bills for a couple weeks. So it was good. I'm gonna keep that up. I'm looking really hard to find sodas. That seems to be the thing that it's so much easier for me to package a soda than a pop, because all the pops I put into protectors. So it takes me an extra like 20 seconds, 30 seconds per item. So if you do 200, that adds up to probably an extra 3 hours of packaging. Whereas sodas, I can just extra bubble wrap and it goes pretty quick. So I'm looking for sodas. People seem to really like them. I sold out. I'm down to 4 Prince Adam sodas. I pretty much sold everything I bought last week. Yeah, exactly. If you can add to your collection at a good price, find a way to pay for it by selling some other stuff that you don't need anymore, it works out really well. No, Kayla, you really hooked it up for last show. It was awesome. I have 2 regulars that love sodas. I know they always buy a case to get the chases. So I think tomorrow I have 20 to 40 sodas coming in for next week. The other guy's going to bring them in the week after. I messaged Want post on Facebook, and I think I have 20 or 30 coming in, including the Ninja Turtle Blacklight set with the bag, which is pretty cool. And I think I found another guy that had a collection. I'm trying. It might be a few here and there, but if I can get at least like 50 a show, that would be cool. I ultimately would love to do one show where I have like 600. So I think I could sell sodas way faster than pops, because pops it's like pulling hair sometimes these days. Yeah, I think you just shipped them out today, right? So John sent me 3. We're doing a trade as well. So those should be for the next show. And hopefully it's more than that though. The Scooby-Doo set's really cool. I missed out on that one. I tried to get it, but it sold out so quick. Plus, John, you buy half my sodas, so I need stuff for you. If I just have stuff that you sent me, it won't be fun for you. But yeah, I should have a whole bunch of stuff. And if I do have more sodas for next week, what I'll do is I'll do the live stream before the whatnot, so that they, I mean, do you want to trade them for something or sell them? Because I'd pay like $4 cash or maybe like $6 each trade. Looks like they're doing I'm walking through a film set. This is my neighborhood. This is actually a ton of television shows are filmed here. There's so many shows that get filmed there. Law and Order, all kinds of stuff is always getting filmed here. Yeah, I'm in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's half the locations here. I could walk around and show you locations from different movies, and like they'll be like, "We're in Hell's Kitchen, Daredevil." I'm like, "No, that's like 2 blocks from here." But yeah, there's always something filming like over here. I don't know if they're. We could actually probably figure out what they're filming, because it's here. Yeah, Law and Order. They're filming an episode right here. I don't know which building, but Law and Order is now being filmed right like 2 blocks from my shop. I'm not keeping the commons. Kayla sent me 3 chases with the collection, and I'm actually keeping those. Letty, the shipping, what would happen is I would probably cover the shipping, but I would want you to go through Pirate Ship, because Pirate Ship will give you a way better deal, so it doesn't cost, hundreds of dollars to ship. I'm really enjoying Whatnot right now. All right, am I missing anyone? Peter, Minicons, there's a Queen's Comic Party at the end of January I'm going to try to go to, because it's been a while since I went. I miss buying comics in person. I've just been buying so much on Whatnot. Yeah, Pirate Ship will save you a ton on a big package. Instead of, like, if you ship post office, they'll charge you volume rate, like way too much money. All right, cool. That'd be sweet. If you had a whole pile of sodas, I would love to buy them. Maybe I can get some. Do you want any like cool Virgin variant comics or anything? Because I'm buying all this cool stuff from Whatnot that I would love to trade that for sodas. It's a little cold. It's taking the breath out of my lungs a little bit. And Nerdscape, that's so cool that you stayed in Williamsburg. Yeah, my friend Alex helped. No, he helped me find Go Shippo to find the UPS rates, and then but then Pirate Ship added the UPS. Okay, sweet. What I might do then is when I get the package, I'll do a live stream and just on Pop Comics, and we can go through stuff, and you can pick out some stuff. I'd probably give you like $6 to $8 in trade value for commons, and like if you have anything better, a little bit more rare, or if you have any chases, like I might even do an equal value trade on chases, that kind of thing. Just because I'm getting comics for so cheap on whatnot, like I've already made my savings, kind of. Okay, let me. This is hard. The chat disappears on here. Oh yeah, I did. It was a Silver Surfer number 4, which you could just watch it back at, or just rewind it and then come back to my chat. It was I spent $1,200 for it. It's the first one. I think what I'm gonna do is like once a month or maybe twice a month. Like $1,200, it might be twice a month. If it's like a $2,000 to $5,000 one, I might do that once a month, and that'll just motivate me to get stuff. No, it's a Funko product where they make little vinyl figures in a soda can. It looks just like a soda can, and they're super limited to like maybe 10,000 pieces, and then 1 in 6 is a chase. So if you get the chase, it's like 1,500 pieces. So they're really collectible and they're really fun. And on whatnot, it's like I'm blowing them out. I sold, I think 70 sodas last show, and they blew out. Like for me, sodas are so much easier to sell than the Funko Pops right now online because it's faster to ship. I don't have to put them all into protectors, and they're going for decent prices, so I'm having fun with that. So I would love to be able to find hey Sitharos, I would love to find like 600 sodas and just do a full 10-hour marathon just on sodas, because they're just so quick. With the Pops, where I have to take like 20 minutes picking out 10 that people want to bid on, and then I'll bid on them. And then I had last show, I had one person get really mad at me because someone else outbid them, and I don't want people to get mad that they got outbid because I start everything cheap. Sodas, in my shop, I can't sell sodas. I had about 70 sodas in my shop, and I've sold like 10 over the last year. So I thought they were worthless. I wasn't really buying them or pursuing them. I tried them on Whatnot, and I was like, anyone want sodas? And someone says, sure, let's sell sodas. So I put one up and it sold. I started at $8 and it sold, right? I was like, okay, this is cool. And I went through and I sold most of what I had in the shop. I had some stuff I had a lot of duplicates, but I sold like 50 of them. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I sold like stuff I can't sell for 50. So what I like about Whatnot is I'm selling things that normally don't sell in my shop, and I'm kind of using it as clearance. So I every week now, the last 2 or 3 shows, I've been looking forever. Like I'm contacting everyone. I know. Well, John, what I might do is like preview and let you pick out a few first, so you don't have to be there for the whole show. But but you're getting a lot of sodas. You bought so many from me in the last month and a half. So you'll get to the point where I'll be showing more like Prince Adams. More the same. What I like about Whatnot is that for the selling side, I mean, the buying side, it's fantastic, because if you can buy $20 comics for $10 and it's stuff you really want, that if you bought it on eBay, it'd be $20 plus $5 shipping. So you pay $25 and you get on Whatnot for $10. Like, that's why I'm spending $5,000 a month on Whatnot, because it's just like I'm getting $10,000-$15,000 worth of comic books. Hey, Freebird. But the selling part, what I like about it is, like, I hate eBay. I got burnt out. I sold in 98, 99. We used to do up to 6,000 listings a month, I think. And oh, nice to see you too, Rob. And like, we would put so much energy into listing, and like, that part would kill me. And then it got to the point where stuff wouldn't sell as well. Like back in the day, when you list on eBay, you would sell 75% of whatever you listed, as long as you start as a nice auction. But now you'll list stuff, and like, depending on if the algorithm likes you or not, your stuff might sit there for months on end. Even though your price is better than other people, it'll sit there, and you're just like, I get demotivated. I remember one time I sat down to list 16 things on eBay, and no, not 16. I had like 200 things I wanted to list on eBay. I hit 16, like, you hit the sales limit. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Oh, I mean, it was full time. We were spending like 60 hours a week, probably like 8 to 10 hours every day, 7 days a week, just listing and packaging. But then I switched to Amazon because I could list even more. I could just, you just barcode scan it. So boom, boom, boom. Had days where I'd list 600 things on Amazon. I think at our peak in 2003, we hit like up to $60,000 a month on sales on Amazon. It was so easy. It was before there was an algorithm. So if you list stuff, it would sell. Now you list stuff and they decide if you're on the buy box or not. And like every time I hit about $1,500 in sales now on Amazon, every 2 weeks, the sales just shut off. And it's really frustrating. You can't really use it anymore and they don't let you list half the stuff. They'll say this graphic novel, you can't list. This CD or DVD, you can't list. So Amazon, every once in a while, I'll put some expensive stuff on there. But the algorithm, it's so frustrating because they won't let you sell as much as you want. Whereas Whatnot, my only limit is how much energy I have to stay awake and just sell. And I love it because I can show stuff that's maybe a little bit damaged, not absolutely mint, but I can show the problems, and some people are okay with that, right? Some people just want to read a comic book, or with a Funko Pop, they just want the figure and they don't mind the box being a little beat up. And then someone wants a minty box, they'll get the minty ones. But that's what I'm saying, Anthony. I absolutely love selling on Whatnot because what I do is I take 10 seconds. I'm like, here's the item. Look, it has a crease right there. The rest of it looks great. Boom, put the auction up, another 20 seconds and it's done. It's 40 seconds of my life and I'm done. And that whole 40 seconds, I could be chatting with people, having fun. I'm not like stressing out about pictures. And then I'm done with it. And then I can sell. Last show, I sold 205 items. For me right now to sell 205 items on eBay would probably take me a week. Because I hate, I'll list 10 items and I hate life. I never want to do it again. That's how I feel every time I list on eBay. I'm not getting the highest prices now. Now, there's some stuff I'd put on eBay for 10. I might be only selling for 7. But what I think about is the lower price I'm paying is my labor and stress savings, right? Like, I don't mind. Once I have a bunch of stuff to package, I don't mind because I feel like I'm being productive because I've already sold. I got to get packaged and shipped, and then I'll get paid. So it's just like I have a whole bunch of money coming in, so let me get this packaged and shipped out. Whereas with eBay, I don't know. Like, I'll list a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, will something sell? Maybe a month later something will sell. Or maybe, and what sucks about that too is that nickels and dimes your time. Right? If I'm doing a bunch of stuff and then an eBay sale comes out, I have to switch the packaging mode. So it might take me an hour to package one item because I have to go over to the store's basement or, to find the order. I got to think about packaging and maybe I'll procrastinate a little bit. So by the time it gets done, I spend an hour to ship one item and I hate that because I feel like my time is not effective. Whereas with Whatnot, if I have 200 packages, actually no, it's 56 packages, 200 items, I could just go and boom, 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 do 10 in an hour, take a break, then do another 10. Yeah, batch processing just adds so much because I can tear 2 pieces of bubble wrap and make a stack of 50 of those, right? Prepare that. Tape up 10 boxes. Get that ready. Make a whole bunch of pop protectors. Get that ready. Have everything processed, ready to go, and then package it so that I'm only spending 2 minutes maybe per package instead of maybe 3 minutes. I think I do about 10 to 20 an hour. Really depends on. I go a little crazy. I just like everyone to get their stuff really well packaged. So sometimes I stress out and I take a little bit longer than I should, but I just want, what it is? I want people to have a package arrive the way I want it to arrive. Because at the end of the day, I'm not really selling on Whatnot to make a huge profit or anything. I'm just doing it to maybe, make some money, but I want to make people happy. I mean, that's really the main reason why I do this. If I was in it for the money, I would be, I always say I would sell lottery tickets and booze and cigarettes and that kind of stuff. And Street Side Anthony, he's a plumber, so he makes a decent income, but then he sells comics on his weekend. He works even more on the weekend just because he loves it so much, right? And it's fun interacting with other people that love the stuff you do and, finding cool stuff for other people and putting smiles on their face, right? That's why my name, Pop Comics or Sean Powers? Which one? But yeah, no, Street Side Anthony, are you going to be at the Queen's Comic Party at the end of January? Because I feel like I'm going to try to go to that one. Exactly. It's about meeting other people, making friendship, helping other collectors out. Being there if sometimes people just need to move their collection really quick and, being able to kind of give them an okay price for the collection is also helpful too, because a lot of people just don't have the energy or time, or a lot of people have jobs, so actually selling stuff does take time. Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm losing my connection. I don't know if it's the cell phone. I gotta find somewhere else to work. Well, I would like Whatnot to do though is I would love a local pickup option, where like if someone buys something and they say local pickup, and then they come in, and then you just on the app when you pick it up, you can mark that you got it or something like that. Chris, I'm sorry. I was sick in November. I don't know where did you contact me? Because stuff on Facebook gets lost. Stuff to the shop's Instagram, I don't respond to. That's my wife. If you message me on Instagram on Pop, or did you email me? I don't know. I get kind of overwhelmed sometimes. And I don't remember. What comics did you have, Chris? I don't even remember. What happens is I get so many messages every day, sometimes things get really, really, really lost. Okay, if you guys want to know, they're filming Law and Order right down here. I'm guessing it's inside that building because there's like special effects going on right now. Hey, Jason. So something crazy is going on in the club. Live Law and Order filming. I think I'm going to walk down. Oh, and the mural painting. Oh, there's always so many cool things going on. Let's walk by the mural painters. Yeah, I opened it up towards the beginning. You can just rewind it for a few minutes and then you can come back to the chat. It was a 7.0 graded Silver Surfer 4. I think one of the greatest, Silver Age covers. It might even be the best. I don't know. Anthony, what do you think? Do you think Silver Surfer 4 is the best Silver Age cover? Got some advertisement going up for the Google Pixel. It's amazing how they make everything look photorealistic when they're done painting the murals. There's always constantly murals going up over here. Let's go over to the park this way. Chris, where did you message me? Because I kind of remember seeing a message and then I lost it and I couldn't find it again. Okay, Anthony, we got to hook something up because I want to trade for some cheapo comics. I want to give you some like cool Virgin variants and whatnot. Okay. Oh, it's a little bit cold out here. I should put a hat on. Letting you guys see the neighborhood. I always love this building. It looks like a cool like sci-fi. We'll walk through here. It looks like a cool like sci-fi location. I feel like it should have some like Moog 1970 sci-fi music. I am like 3 blocks away from the shop. It's a new building that went up maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I think right before the pandemic. It's the one right by the big hotel right there. Here, I'll get down to the water so you can kind of see the location. I just like the buildings over here because they're fun. Like over here, it always reminds me of like some 1970s sci-fi set. I feel like there should be some Moog music going on. Like something like that. Logan's Run. It's a bike shop right there. I wish I could figure out a way for the phone to stream in 1080p so it's a little bit clearer. I'm just walking around the neighborhood just doing a chat because I showed the comic at the beginning, but I thought it'd be fun just to walk around and check out the neighborhood. And if anyone had questions, and then there's like another cool little tunnel right there. That building's new. That thing just went up like a year or two ago. I mean, all right, let's go do it now. I'm too sensitive to cold. That would kill me, I think. I'd literally be dead in the water. I don't want to do that. But yeah, we're right across from, I think right now, 15th Street, 16th Street from the city. Something like that. There's the big white and blue building. Have you any of you guys ever seen the? I've mentioned this before on another stream, I think on the main channel. The what you call it? The van life people. There's like a lot of really popular videos of van life people, and like that street right next to that building is the van life people. So there'll be like videos with millions of views right there. There's all kinds of craziness going on in my neighborhood. Maybe dilapidated. This would be the location of every like crime scene in Law and Order or like crack den. Yeah, just those new buildings are just new big office buildings that went up a few years ago. But yeah, if you just look up Brooklyn van life, you'll find this street in lots of videos. And there's, I see right now, I see 4 or 5 of the vans right there. Save money on rent by living in your van, which is kind of neat to me. Rob, do you want me to go back to the shop? I could go back to the shop. I'll probably end up going back there soon because I'm kind of cold. I know some stuff like at one point, one of the buildings up here in the Punisher series, he was like in the building when they were constructing it. I mean, I've always kind of wanted to do that as like an ice cream truck for comics. I think that'd be kind of cool, actually. I wonder if you went to Times Square, if you could like sell like billions of dollars worth of comic books. Get your fresh comic books here. Got ads everywhere. All right, I'm just buttoning up my jacket because I walked out without a jacket. I just have my thermal shirt on. That would be awesome, Rob. It's fun meeting people. Anytime people come visit the shop, it's pretty awesome to me. I've had people from all over the world. I've had people from Israel. I've had people from Japan. I've had people from South Korea. I've had people from all over Europe. I've had Australians. I've had people from South America. But actually, I get a lot of Argentinian record buyers come in, which is pretty cool. I had one guy come in once that owns a comic shop in Argentina. So I started following him on Instagram. He has a really cool shop. Well, are you from Dumbo, Jason? Yes, and I have people that are literally a mile away that come all the time. I should have got a hat. My face is getting a little cold. It's not that bad though. It's like 49 right now. This is spring weather to me compared to what it has with that one day when it got down to 8 degrees. Oh my God, it's like torture. I don't know how people like in Canada live when it's so cold like that, or even colder, like minus 20. I always tell people, you know how nice it is when it feels 70, and then how kind of cold and crappy it feels when it's 60. I mean, it's not bad, but it's like compared to 70, 60 feels kind of cold, and how 80 feels like kind of too hot. And that's a 10-degree difference. So how much colder is it between like 8 degrees and minus 30 degrees? That's 40-degree difference. That's like insane to me. It's 40 degrees, like 70's perfect, 110, way too freaking hot, right? You're gonna burn to death. 70 degrees, 30 degrees is ice cold, frigid. 10 degrees at minus 30, like what is that? I don't know. It's one of those things I like to think about. 70 is perfect. I would love, my wife wants 50 all the time. I'm like, no, 50 is too cold. 60 is pretty okay, but 70 is like the perfect weather. You can decide how much or how little you want to wear it because you'll be fine. 70 at like 50% humidity, perfection. If I could live at that 365, I'd be in heaven, I think. All right, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing. It's hard to, no questions. Anyone have any questions? Anyone want to discuss any comic topics? Anything that's on your mind? Yeah, San Diego looks like you bop around like 60 to 80 all throughout the year. I mean, that sounds like, yeah. I guess the only thing, I guess you worry about earthquakes here and there, but other than that, the weather is perfect. I don't know. You just gotta get an awesome earthquake-proof house, and you're good to go. Yeah, no, my body just shuts down. My toes feel like they're gonna fall off. I just like when it gets too cold, I don't function. I haven't sold in person in the longest time. I love selling in person, but I don't drive and I don't own a vehicle, so it's so expensive for me to do shows. Yeah, Sweden is probably super cool. I'm gonna sit on this nice bench right here and just chat. Okay, next book. I really. Oh, hey Alex, how are you? I really want a Daredevil #1. I've been after one for, well, in 1990, 91, when my parents were first separated, I told my dad I really wanted a Daredevil 1 and for Christmas, and he wasn't able to get it. And I was really disappointed. But that Christmas, he gave me a Hulk 180, 181, and 182. And he gave me a Daredevil 169. And a couple other key issues, like stuff that's, if I sold it in the 90s, I kind of wish I kept it, because if I still had it today, it would be amazing. But so Daredevil 1 has been high on my list since then. I've been outbid on it a dozen times in my life, where like once every few years I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy one now. 1999, 2000, I bid $70 on one, like a 4.0, and I lost it. I was like, I'll try again later. And but then it was like $200. Try again later. And then I remember 400 something right before the show was announced for like a 4.0. I was like, that's too much. Didn't get it. And then the show came out and that thing jumped to like $2,000. I'm like, oh crap. I had one guy at one point sold me a whole bunch of comics. He kept that one, and I was like, I'll give you the price you paid. He almost sold it to me, then he decided not to. But I think now, selling off my collection, I'll be able to afford one. I'm going to look for, I think I'm aiming for a 5.0 to 6.0 in the $5,000 range. That's kind of what I think I'm going to end up buying. Yeah, Daredevil is always, and Charlie Cox's Daredevil is amazing. He's my favorite actor. Oh, really? Like Action Comics? Or Action City? How much was it? I don't know. Streetside Anthony said he had one recently too, but a little bit lower grade than I want. Alright, let's see. Let's see who else said. I think I caught up with everyone's questions. I think I have all of those. The last time, like a couple years ago, they weren't. They're maybe $5 to $10. They might be up more now, though. I think Alex Ross stuff is starting to go up a little bit. I love She-Hulk. Like, I enjoyed the show. I don't know why people are shitting on it. I really enjoyed She-Hulk. But when Charlie Cox showed up again, I was like, screaming in joy. I was like, I'm so happy to see him. He's amazing. So all the Netflix shows were filmed in my neighborhood. So I've met all the actors from, like, I didn't meet the actor that played Finn, but I saw him cross the street, right? Well, I didn't see him. My wife saw him. I didn't see him. Charlie Cox, I saw a bunch of times walking down the street past the store. But one day, one of our regulars coming into the shop was talking to my wife, and my wife was just saying how much she loves Charlie Cox. He's awesome, right? And so one day, he freaking walks into the store. He walks to the side of the counter, and he goes, "Hello, I'm Charlie Cox. I heard you're a fan of mine." And it's so freaking cool. He came there to meet her. And then, so she calls me up on the phone. She's like, "Sean, you got to get here now." I'm like, "Why? What's going on?" She's like, "Charlie Cox is in the store." So he waited for me to come over to the store. And we hung out for like 10, 20 minutes. It was, I took pictures. He signed like 3 or 4, not 3, maybe 2 or 3 Daredevil comic books. He's like, "Do you have any Daredevil?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I had him, I think it was I forget the name of the series. The white covers with the foil, the red foil. Was it the Born Again series? But so yeah, it's so amazing. On my Instagram, I'll have pictures of him. He was so like amazing. I told him, I stopped watching Boardwalk Empire as soon as they killed off his character. He's like, "Yeah, I stopped watching it too." All right, let's see what else we say. Yeah, no, Savage She-Hulk one is a great key issue. So still undervalued, even though it popped up a little bit. I have, I think, 5 of them. I just keep them every time I get them because I think like $50 to $100 is just so little on that. Yeah, Amazing Fantasy 15 is also high on my list, but that I want a 4.0. I want one that presents well, that looks good, but that's like 40 grand right now, and I think prices actually are starting to go up again. I think since Christmas, I've noticed prices of everything has popped about 5%. So I think I have 2023. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. I love that you love the comic channel. Who did I miss? Okay. Oh, all right. Here's my John Berthal story. I didn't meet him. Oh, happy New Year, Chef RD. Happy New Year. Okay. All right. Here's my John Berthal story. Okay, so my wife's not the biggest fan of his because he's always like a dick in every freaking show he's in. Like in The Walking Dead, I was like, I don't like him. His Shane is such a dick, right? And then I watched him in Fury, the what you call it, that World War II movie with the tank, and he was a dick. I was like, he's a freaking dick. And then I was watching Punisher. I was like, wait a second, he plays a really good like asshole. And then I realized I'm a big fan of his. So I like him, but my wife still thinks like his characters are always that same kind of like crappy character. So he walks in the store one day. He does, if you see my store, you can do like a lap around. So he takes a lap around and he has sunglasses on and he comes up to the counter and he goes like this. My wife didn't say anything. Obviously, who's trying to have her say, oh, hey, John Berthal, how cool. She didn't say anything. She should call me down. I would love to meet him. Okay, that's my John Berthal story. Let's see. I have a few goals. X-Men 1. X-Men 1 is definitely high on my list. I think I want a 3.0 to 4.0. Golden Age Green Lantern. I would love that, but that's later on my list. Dr. Doom and Galactus are two fantastic villains. They're two of my all-time favorites. I want to own both of them. I have the first cameo Galactus. I have to get his first full appearance. Dr. Doom, I do not have yet. I have to get the first Dr. Doom. That's one that's high on my list, too. I'm probably going to end up getting one of those as well. That's on my list. Okay, what else did I miss? Green Arrow's okay. I don't think I've ever been that huge of a fan of Green Arrow. It's funny, all these characters growing up that I cared nothing about have become so popular. Like in the 1980s growing up, excuse me, my nose is stuffy. In the 1980s growing up, I loved the X-Men. X-Men were pop, and all the kids would be Wolverine, pop my claws, right? Wolverine is badass. And, I loved all the female characters that were in it, and, oh man, that is amazing. What grade was the X-Men one? So in the 80s, all the kids liked the X-Men and they loved Spider-Man, and that was about it, right? Thor, Iron Man, although they were B characters, no one really cared about them. So like when they made the movie in 2008, I was like, B character movies, right? And yeah, it was amazing. And so it's just amazing to me how awesome the Avengers movies have been on these characters that were such like no one wanted them. That's why they couldn't sell them when they bankrupted. They sold off all the rights. They sold the rights to Namor, Blade, Hulk, but not like Iron Man, right? That's crazy. Alex, every time you do one of those, I'm like, I want to do one. I just watched your foundational books. I was like, I got 6 of that. I got 8 of that. That's a foundation. Another foundational book. You guys should watch Alex's foundational book video. It's pretty cool. He had a lot of awesome, I guess Copper Age keys. I have 15 to 20 short boxes of key issues that I'm going to do a big video. Teen Titans is so undervalued. I would spend all my money in Teen Titan keys. Their first appearance, you can get like a 9.0 for a few $100. All right, take care, Anthony. It was always fun seeing you chat. We definitely got to meet up soon and do a big trade. Yeah, Teen Titans, I would buy their first appearance in DC Comics Presents 26. That would be, to me, that's so undervalued. I got one last year in a collection, and I was thrilled because I've wanted one for a while, but I didn't want to pay for it because it's common enough out there that you can find them. So I got one. It's probably like a 9.0 raw, and I'm happy with that. That's awesome. But the Teen Titans, all the key issues are still cheap, like the first Blackfire, all that. I know. I mean, yeah, you could have bought all that shit so cheap before the movies just because they were such cheap that no one really like. I don't have any like. As a kid, I'd watch Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I had more attachment to Firestar than I did Iron Man. I'd rather see a Firestar movie, right? So like, it's just crazy. And the crazy thing is, before the first Avengers movie, I sold almost all the comic books I would buy that would come into my shop, just because they were all cheap. I was like, I don't really want to collect them. But then when my wife was pregnant, I was like, I kind of want to start collecting comic books because it was really important to me to learn to read. So I was like, I'm going to kind of collect them for my son. And I went a little crazy after that. I mean, I probably had a few thousand comics before that, but I was buying more like independent stuff. I was buying like Robert Crumb comic books. My only problem with buying books at cons is every vendor is trying to sell books for what they think it'll be worth 6 months from now. And it's so frustrating by the big key issues. You can get kind of the oddball key issues that people aren't really as gone. Like Howard the Duck, I buy all the time. His first appearance you can get cheap, $100 for like a 6.0, 7.0. Yeah, Killing Joke's are awesome. I have 20 copies. I try to get all the different reprints I can, all the different colors. Yeah, at the beginning of the comic, you can skip back and then come back. It was a Silver Surfer #4 and a 7.0. When I saw it listed, it was by Blizzards. If they're like list stuff all the time, they have really awesome comics usually. And it was at like $300. I'm like, oh damn, let me bid on this, right? It's one of those things that I was just like, I want to get it cheap. Maybe I'll go cheap, right? So I looked it up. It looked like it would go for about $1,300 maybe. I mean, last summer it was like $1,700. And so I put a good luck bid, $1,223.76. $23.76 is for my birth year and day. And I won it for exactly that. So it's the max I was willing to pay. I was hoping to get cheaper than that, but it was still probably like 100 under what they've been going for the last month or two. So I feel like I got a great price on it. So thrilled to have it. Such a beautiful cover. I've watched all the episodes of Comic Book Man. They were fun. I really enjoyed them. I love watching content like that. I watch stuff like that all the time. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let me see. I probably missed all the comments disappear on... let's see. Yeah, Show the Grail. Killing Joke. I was talking about cons. So, yeah, key issues are so hard to get at cons, especially in the New York City area. I always feel like they're always like 20% more than they should be. All right, let's see. But yeah, I have like 20 boxes, 15 to 20 boxes of just key issues that I want to do a big, long, like 2-hour, all my key issue book. So I don't have a top 50 because I don't have big, like Alex, you traded for some amazing stuff. Like you cleared out your $200 books to get that. What did you get? You got was it the first Wonder Woman? All right, I'm not sure. I'm going to move around because I don't know if I'm too far away from the towers. I'm disconnected. Can you guys hear me? Am I connected? Yeah, that's one of my great. What condition was that one? Because I know you traded away a lot of your like $2,000 to $1,000 issues to get that, which is a great way to kind of trade up and just get that one issue that you'll never just randomly buy. There's no way, and most people don't randomly go into a comic shop like, I'm going to drop 40 grand and buy a comic book, right? You're going to drop a couple $100. Yeah, 4.0. That's an amazing, for that book, that's like high grade to me. That's a 9.8. That's just, shit's amazing, man. I want one of those one day. But see, here's the thing. My Funko Pop collection is worth just over $300,000. Now, Funko Pops, I feel like still have strong value potential. Like, they haven't really dropped in value very much. Whereas everything else, trading cards, comic books, everything has dropped. So I'm not rushing to get, and people are still buying the expensive. They're not buying the cheap ones, but the expensive ones they're still buying. So I'm not rushing to get rid of the expensive ones. But I feel like if I can get like $100,000 to $200,000 just out of the under $30 pops and just convert it to big issues, that's kind of what I want to do all year long. If by the end of the year I have all the big Silver Age key issues from Amazing Fantasy 15 up to like the beginning of the Bronze Age with the what was it, the Green Lantern issue, the Green Arrow with Speedy on drugs. Like, all the key issues from the Silver Age. I would love to knock those out this year. That's kind of the goal. One at a time. I have a bunch already, but I feel like there's nothing good to invest for Secret Wars. It's already popped in value. I almost say never speculate. Yeah, I know. They're so. I mean, my shop they haven't been selling as well, but the really expensive ones they sell as soon as I get them, right? Because people want those expensive rare ones. They'll drop $400, whereas the $10 ones are not selling anymore. So I know the market's weaker, but it's not like comic books where you're seeing Amazing Fantasy selling for a third of what it was. No, I mean 30% less than it was last year. That's like you feel like such a key issue, such a golden. What do you call that? Blue chip investment, like. But I kind of understand because prices popped up so high during the pandemic. But yeah, for Secret Wars, the way I buy comic books is I buy comic books after the hype, right? Like Eternals, I would never have bought a whole bunch of Eternal issues before the movie. As soon as the movie bombed and the prices went down to like nothing, buy Eternals right now because they're talking about a second movie. Eternals were in the was it the Axe Judgment series in the comics, and they're like really important to the mutant storyline. So they're talking about the Celestial that came out of the water being the source of adamantium. It's like the Eternals still might be really, really important to the MCU. And you think about it, like the first movie kind of sucked. Like I liked it, but it wasn't the best. There's parts of it I like, but there's other parts that are just tedious and like it wasn't that good. It was probably the weakest. But I think back to Captain America 1 was pretty good, but not as good as the Avengers movie. The first Thor was second Thor movie was worse. So the Thor and Captain America didn't start out as strong as Iron Man. Iron Man was like really good right out of the bat. But then it all came together. By the time the Avengers movie came together, they knew what they were doing, and there were amazing movies. And then like Thor 3 was one of my all-time favorites. Winter Soldier is like one of my favorites. The Batman 2022 is good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent movie. I like that Batman was the character and Bruce Wayne was like his alter ego in the Batman. Whereas normally most of the movies, they make it all about Bruce Wayne and then, Batman shows up. Yeah, exactly. Jane Foster stuff right now is perfect. I always buy after the hype. If you like the movie or if you like the characters. Like horror prices have dropped down to a third of what they did at their peak. It's still she's still an awesome character. Still a major character. Still in the comics. Oh, I didn't know Comicaholics talks about my channel. I'll have to watch Comicaholics. Is he on here right now? I know you've been following my channel for a long time, Alex. I've been following your channel for a long time. I forget. You left a nice comment sometime, probably like 6 years ago on my main channel, and I've been following you since. I mean, the Beyonder is, I think, going to be in the secret one. Like, there's some new rumors about the Beyonder being the main villain instead of like Galactus or Doctor Doom in the Secret Wars. So just get is Secret Wars 1 the first appearance of Beyonder? I mean, that might do well. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be a lot of fun. I love the holiday special. But those comics are going to tank because everyone's going to think they're done. They're not going to be in any more movies. Why buy them? I personally love the characters, and I'll always love them because those movies are some of my favorite. But I buy up. I have 3 copies of the first Rocket Raccoon now. I buy them up every time I see them cheap because the prices went like $1,000 for a 9.0 down to like $200, right? And it's like 20 years when all the kids that grew up with Rocket Raccoon that love them, that's when the prices are going to be crazy because those people will be, the kids are maybe 15 now. That's 7 years ago, whenever the first movie came out. When those kids are like 25, 30, I think that's when some of the Guardian of the Galaxy stuff will be really valuable. Lobo Buzz. Okay, so Lobo is a book that I've picked up every time I've seen it. Omega Men number 3, I believe. I pick it up every time I've seen it over the years for $1. So I have 20 of them, I think. that I've paid up to $5, maybe 10 for some collections. Yeah, Star-Lord, the first issue right now is probably not a good time because all the movie's coming out soon. After that movie, in like 6 months, buy it, right? I think in 6 months, you'll be able to get it like a decent 9.0 for a couple $100. That's my guess. Or keep hunting, Alex. You hunt enough, you're going to just find it in a random comic magazine box. You know, the first time I saw that issue was on a Mercenaut video like 10 years ago. I think he paid $5 for it. I was like, oh, I gotta get that. All right, but yeah, no, Lobo in the DC universe or in the gun universe will be awesome. I'd be more excited for a Lobo movie than another Batman or another Superman video. Like I've seen enough movies. Like a James Gunn version of them, I think would be fantastic. Peacemaker was such a great show. I think it's the best thing that's happened to the DC universe. Comic Toby messaged me on IG. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. We could chat. I'm always looking to buy stuff. I buy stuff all the time. Right now, I'm really looking for Funko sodas. I need so many. I think, who's saying it? I think, I've lost. Letty Lopez has a whole bunch. I got to message him after the live chat. That's the one thing on Whatnot. My soda sales are crazy. I sold out all the ones I had. Yeah, Craven's making a movie. That movie's going to be garbage. Not garbage. It's going to be mediocre. It's going to be like the Morbius. Any of the Sony universe that's like their own thing, they're okay. They're not great. It's going to be like Venom. It's going to be like Morbius. It's going to be entertainment enough, but it's not going to be the best. Oh, yeah, Lightning 2288. He hasn't done anything in forever. I loved all those OG. I like that Mercenaut is still going. He's doing face videos now. He just started like a couple months ago. Hey, Doug, how are you? I got a Grail, my first Grail. I started in right after New York Comic Con. I was so pissed off about the Funko booth and not being able to go to the Friday night event. Here I am for 6 years making these amazing Funko Pop crazy videos, and like I couldn't even go to their event. Like there's no way I could get it. I was just like I was done with it. So I just started doing an unhaul series, and well, I spent $8,000 at New York Comic Con. I was buying so many comics that you know, I started pulling out, and I pulled out enough to pay for that. So I want like once or twice a month, I go buy probably a $1,000 to $5,000 book and use that as motivation to sell more. Because I feel like if I'm trying to save up the money and then buy, I'm not as motivated than if I buy and then I gotta pay for it. Because then I'm just like I stress out about I don't want to be in debt or anything. I don't know, like that's weird to me that they would keep Ezra Miller. Like he hasn't proven himself. The Flash movie is coming out, but like Aquaman did well, right? So Jason Momoa, we get rid of the movie that actually did well. You know, Henry Cavill is a great actor. Hey, Natasha, how are you? Yeah, no, I sounds like they're getting more and more, but I don't think they're a tougher grader. I think CGC has a lot more inexperienced graders, people that went through their 10-hour course and they're grading now. So it used to be graded by experts, and now it's graded by like underlings. And so I think a lot of stuff gets hit a little bit harder because people are afraid of saying something's a 9.8 if they see like a minor spine tick. But 9.8 can have like 1 or 2 light non-color breaking spine ticks. So I feel like what's happening is a lot of these underlings are grading it, and then they don't want an expert spending their time on like a 2022 comic book. They want an expert spending their time on Batman #1 or something really crazy that needs a lot of time to flip through carefully and to check for all the flaws and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if they're technically grading harder. I think it's just the inexperience. Hey, David, how are you? Superman will be back in the MCU. You mean the DC? No, Superman will be back. It will be a different Superman. I'm pretty sure James Gunn is trying to start with new people. But that's why I don't understand keeping Ezra Miller. Although the Flash is one character that changes the universe whenever he time travels and stuff. I have probably a lot of press comics in my collection. Press comics are fine. pressing, if done right, actually stabilizes it, creates the hydrogen bonds, get a little bit stronger. So a pressing comic book actually helps conserve it, and so that's good. Now, an amateur who overheats it and cooks it, cooking your comic books are never good. Never put it in your oven. Never put it on such a high heat that when the book comes out, it's like a chunky, crunchy mess. So that's inexperienced. But a properly pressed book will actually help conserve it. So I'm okay with pressing. And I'm okay with conserving too. I think conserving, if you can put a book into a state that can be enjoyed more, but everything you do to it is reversible, is good. I love watching Jerry the Jitterbug. He conserves books, and he'll take like a thing that's crumbling and turning to dust, and he'll make it so that you can actually read it and enjoy it and look at it. It might still be a little bit fragile, but what he's doing is he's making a book that in 10 years will probably be unusable, just a pile of crap. He's turning it into something that maybe for the next 30, 40 years people can enjoy. And then someone else down the road will have to fix it up. So I'm all for that. I'm not really... I understand people that restore comic books. I'm not so much for restoring, because I was researching a PEP 22, the first appearance of Archie, a couple months ago. My local neighborhood guy was going to possibly get a coverless one. So I was trying to research it, and I was looking the whole video, and there was like a copy that looked like a 0.5 that was, the spine was split with big chunks out of it. It was falling apart, and they had restored it to an 8.0, which means that they just put leaf cast it, put it back together. They made it look almost like new, and then they painted it and just made it look like an 8.0. So if you're buying an 8.0 restored comic and it says heavy restoration, you're probably buying a 0.5 comic book that had a lot of work to make it look nice. So you're buying a work of art. You're not really buying that comic book in a high grade. I would like to go to Frankenstein's one day. That's kind of on my list. Joker got pregnant? No, I haven't heard that. I like chunky peanut butter. I like kind of having a little bit of a crunch. That crunch is nice. Super chunky, even chunkier. Wait. Oh yeah, I have Doug. I have the CGC's. No, I have the Overstreet guide. I should buy the CGC's guide. I have a general idea of how they're great. I don't really sit there and count all the flaws to really do it. I just have a general idea based on what I've seen. That I'm just like, all right, I think that's around a 4.0. That's kind of how I grade. And then I'll have someone who will show me something that looks like a 6.0, and then the staples pop. They're like, it's a 6.0. I'm like, staple pop is a 4.0, right? But they're trying to get the 7.0 price for the 6.0 that has a pop stale that's actually a 4.0. I've had those. I get kind of arguments. I'm like, oh, I kind of want it, but I'll give you $200. I don't want to pay $600. They're like, oh, but 6.0 sells for, or 7.0 sells for $700. That's why I have my 6.0 for $700. I'm like, it's half, it's a grade lower. Oh, all the different negotiations in person. Oh, the new Chef RD, I got a Silver Surfer 4 CGC 7.0. It's such a beautiful cover. I think it's one of the best Silver Age covers out there. Okay. I think I caught up with everyone's. I think I caught up. Yeah, Jerry is awesome. I enjoy him. I tried to help him a little bit a couple months ago. I was giving him some tips on grow his channel a little bit better, change his thumbnails. I want to help him some more. I want to see his channel grow, because I just like every time he takes a book and he Frankensteins it, and he does crazy things. He'll dump a whole bunch of alcohol or like butane on a book. I'm like, whoa. And he's getting the oil and the grease out of it and the tape off of stuff. And he's doing all these things to it. Like, it's a labor of love. You can tell, because he probably puts 80 hours into these books sometimes. 80 hours for a book that's maybe worth $10 in bad shape, but that he'll fix up and it'll be worth like $50 to $100. It's crazy. I know. Well, I've been doing it. I was so shy and afraid of doing live chats, but then I got a Whatnot sponsorship that helped me pay for a really nice phone service, because I had to get that for Whatnot. And yeah, I don't want to get ill again. My immune system's really messed up, so I get sick semi-often, especially this time of year. I usually don't really do videos this time of year, but I figured now that I have a phone, I can do live chats, and I'm really enjoying it. Digging into the boxes or scouting the back shelves. To where, though? Which place am I digging at? Because I'm always digging. I wake up digging. I dig in my sleep. If I could, if this YouTube channel, let's say it got to 100,000 followers and I could make 10 grand a month on videos, I would wake up hunt for comic books, make a video, go to sleep, and repeat every day. I would love that. I would take trips around the world. I'd hunt comic books in Romania. I don't know, some random country. I would just go and try to find international comic books and find obscure, amazing stuff. Right now I'm buying Zenbu catalogs. They're from Mandarake in Japan. And so like twice a year they put out this thick 500-page auction catalog. And it's filled with page after page of vintage Japanese manga, toys, art. And so I'm trying to get the full set. I think there's 113 of them. I have about 70 so far. And I want to get every single one because I love seeing all the vintage 1960s manga. I want to collect all of it. Second Charles, I've heard of. I kind of want to go there too. One day I want to take a trip and Jason, is that the place you said they had like quarter comic books? Like New York doesn't do quarter comic books. It's too expensive here. Dollar comic books is what we got. Funko series, I'm hoping to continue soon. That's why I bought this one comic book. I kind of want to kickstart my sense, but I had a really good Whatnot sale, so I've already paid for it. I got buying myself like a Daredevil #1 and getting in debt, so I get really motivated to clear out Pops. I haven't been to San Diego Comic-Con. It's on my to-do list. I need to get to the point where like my videos can kind of pay for it. Right now, it's like a really good month. If I do daily, I might make $1,500 on YouTube, which is not bad. But for like, if I'm doing daily, that's 8 to 10 hours a day YouTubing. That's not a lot of money. I got a Silver Surfer #4 and a 7.0. The beautiful Rainbow Bridge. It's got awesome yin-yang design to it. It's, it's Thor underneath like this, and then Silver Surfer's coming at him. I love that cover. That's such a great cover. I've wanted that thing for years. I was hoping I'd just find it in a collection cheap, but I'm starting to pay up on a few things. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, favorite pizza. I loved Anna Maria pizzas, the place by me, but they sold after eating them for 20 years. They sold last summer, I believe. And the quality went down. I'm so sad. And the thing is, I have celiac disease, so I can't eat gluten. It makes me really, like, my intestines, all that get really swollen up, so I can't eat pizza. But when I want pizza, I sometimes buy the gluten-free stuff, and it's that stuff's like a freaking piece of cardboard. So what I do is I buy a regular slice and I just eat the cheese and the sauce. It might make me a little sick, but not as bad as eating the whole thing. And that's what I do. I love buying ratio incentives. Whatnot. I'm buying them left and right because I'm getting like 1 in 50s for $10. I'll buy 10 a week. 1 in 50s. 1 in 25s for like $5. That's why if you watch my... I had one guy who had a store like making fun of my Whatnot purchase video, saying like, oh, I have all this shit for sale in my store for $1 or whatever. I'm like, I don't think you have 1 in 50 ratios for $1. I definitely don't think that. Most people try to get $50 out of those. So getting them for 10, maybe $20 is amazing. Oh, X-Men 101 is a beautiful comic book. I have 3 or 4 copies of that. Star Wars comics will always go up. Star Wars 1, I think, is a super safe bet. That thing was worthless 10 years ago before Disney bought them, and I sold one for nothing, and I regretted it. Then I bought it back. I have about 20 copies now. Maybe 10 to 20. Oh, yeah. Oh, that sucks, killer. What I'm saying, new release are great. What I'm saying is on Whatnot, you can find so many vendors selling, like some of the bigger vendors, like Frankie's or Comic Traders. They'll have ratios for way cheaper. It is a beautiful comic. Anyone who wants to see what I got, just rewind to the beginning of the video, and then you can come back to the live chat. Or you can come back and play at double speed for the last 5 minutes, so you can catch up to what you missed. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'm buying ratios, like 1 in 50s for $10. I cannot believe it. I bought... One vendor had 3 Peach Momoko comic books that they had waited in line to get signed at New York Comic Con. So I missed out getting signed because the line was too long. I didn't want to waste the whole day trying to get her signature. They put the 3 comic books up for $60. So I feel like it was worth getting the signatures for the 3, $20 each, just because of the time wait. That guy probably waited 2 hours, 3 hours to get that. But on top of that, one of those 3 was the 1 in 100 Virgin Storm cover. Amazing cover. eBay sells for $100. So I got 2 regular issues that are like $10, and a 1 in 100 like $100 issue for $60. Like I can't believe it. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Alex. It's really nice. I really enjoyed your foundational collection tour video. It was really awesome. Walking Dead #1, the price is down a little bit. I would love to buy one. I don't think the price is going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think it'll drop much because it's still an amazing key to a show that's one of the most successful in television history. I don't think it's going up anytime soon. So right now I'm buying key issues. I wouldn't put $2,000 into a #1 right now, but I want a #1. So #1 is the kind of thing that I'm just hoping to one day find a collection that it's in and get it for like $1,000. Or if you really love buying Walking Dead, I don't think it'll be a waste of money. Like, you won't lose money, but I don't think it's something that you have to worry the race to get it, because I think a year from now it'll probably still be the same price, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher, but it's not, if it's $2,000 now, $2,200 in 2 years, something like that. Like, that's not one that I think you'll miss out, because there's nothing specking on it. The show is it's over. They're gonna have the side shows, and Rick will be back, but none of that is anything new and exciting that'll pop it off to make it really explode again. All right. Natasha. All right. X-Men 101. Love that issue. I think I have 3 of them. Anytime I can get it cheap, I'll pick it up. Phoenix or Dark Phoenix. No, Phoenix. 138 is Dark Phoenix, so I'll grab that one too. But Phoenix is one of my all-time favorite X-Men characters. She's just like awesome, badass character. Let's see. I don't have Thor's first appearance. That's definitely on my list of things to get. I love Thor because of the movies, but Thor is not one of those characters that I grew up with loving, so it's not as strong on my wish list as like a Daredevil #1, where I loved Daredevil as a kid. So Daredevil #1 is definitely one of my top. Doctor Strange or Doctor Doom? I feel like Doctor Strange would win, but it depends, because sometimes Doctor Doom gets himself into some super overpowered awesomeness that can defeat anything. He tried the Beyonder in the freaking Secret Wars series. What did I say? Yeah, so like my grails I want are ones that, like, when I was 10 years old thinking, oh man, I would love to have Daredevil #1, right? Or X-Men #1. I don't have any employees now. I had a wonderful woman named Whitney work for me for 4 or 5 years, but we had to lay her off because the store just got really slow in 2019, I think. 2018. There's 1 year was really slow, and I just couldn't afford it anymore. So my wife and I we just work hard to keep all the profit. Because the thing is, when you have employees, that's like, if you hire someone full-time, New York minimum wage is $15 now, so that's $600 a week. So like $30,000 a year. So I'd have to sell $70,000 to $80,000 in addition a year just to cover that extra cost. That's a lot of cheap $5, $10 items. $8,000, $10 Funko Pops to cover that. And it's just like, right now, the store's only open 32 hours a week. We don't even do 40 hours. And it's doing well enough, right? I don't need an employee to get more hours. In fact, having less hours, I feel like, has been better for the store, because now people can't just come in whenever they want, so they take it for granted, so they don't come in. It's more like you have to plan it out, because they're only open from 3 to 7. Oh, wow, if I want to go to them, I have to plan to go to them tomorrow at 3, right? That kind of thing. So I think we actually do better because people have to plan it out more, whereas before we were open, 60 hours a week, and people took it for granted, so like they just wouldn't show up as often, I don't think. All right. I can't believe I've been doing this for an hour and a half. I wasn't expecting that. Anyone else have any more questions for me? Because I'm getting cold. It's getting dark. I think it's time for me to head back to the shop. Let me see. If you guys, I'm right by the city. It's over there is behind the trees of the Empire State Building. My shop is literally a block from the water, right across. Let me go back over there. About a mile and a half that way across the river is Forbidden Planet. Toy Tokyo is about right there. Midtown Comics is like 2.5 miles that way. 3.5 miles that direction, you can get to the Javits Center. I always say, if you come to the city, my shop's pretty easy to get to because it's the first stop in Brooklyn. So it's literally the same distance as like going to a lot of places on the... Yeah, what happens is a lot of dealers will pay high, like 90% value. So let's say a book is worth $1,000. They probably paid $900 for that, and they'll put it up for $1,400, hoping it goes up, or they have to wait for it to go up. A dolphin. I think a duckling would be a dumb fuck. a child bird with a bird brain, whereas a dolphin would be pretty smart if you could find a way to translate. I like that question. That one made me laugh. But yeah, it's really hard. If there's a major key, it's so hard to buy them at cons. I don't really buy at cons. I just wait. I'd rather just find an eBay deal or buy something from Heritage or like one of the major sites that you can kind of trust that they'll ship it nicely. Sometimes on eBay you can get like kind of a weird vendor and things aren't going to be shipped well. But if you watch me open the package I opened today, it's Adam's Rare Comics or Blizzard on eBay. They package really well. Every time I buy from them, I'm super happy. That's why when I saw it listed for $300, I was like, oh, I'm going to try to win this cheap. So I put the bid in there hoping I would get a lot cheaper, right? And it went for exactly what I bid. That doesn't happen very often. It usually goes for, like, either I just get outbid or I get it for a lot cheaper. Okay, I think I got everyone. All right. I'll walk back to the shop with you guys, and then I'll end the stream, just in case anyone else has any more questions. Yeah, I don't want to get sick again. But it's nice to have some fresh air and get some walk. It was nice. I left, it was 49 degrees. I think it's dropping down to about 40 right now. So I do need to get back and warm up. No, where are the new Nakayama covers? I love Nakayama. That's one thing I'm buying a ton of on Whatnot. I've bought so many issues I've needed. Best Spider-Man? I mean, Peter Parker, the original, is the best. I do really like Miles. Spider-Man 2099, I don't really know too much about. I like the idea of him, but I haven't seen a cartoon show or read the comics, really. Ben Reilly's kind of fun. He's kind of angsty. Or you're talking about the best comic cover. That's a whole different thing. Yeah. Trading a pile of cheap $10 pops for a Silver Surfer 470 is amazing. I'm going to try to do at least once a month. I'm keeping the Pop Grails, though. The Funko Pops are high value. I think will continue to have value and continue to go up. So I don't want to sell those. But like the $10 stuff, or if it's worth $20 after 7 years, I don't think it's going anywhere. Oh, I have the Ninja Funk Nakayama, the really cool one where it's just like her bust or her head. That one I got, actually. I got it signed by the author. I won it on Spider-Man booth. I was kind of guessing the winner, so I was able to get one of their ceiling packs with the Nakayama in it, which is an awesome cover. I think it was actually a ratio too. I'm thinking about going to the the Queen's Comic Party at the end of the month. Although Street Fighter Anthony's not going to be there, and he's my favorite person to buy from at the show. So if he's not there, I don't know if I want to go to it. This light's taking forever. Transformers was my favorite toy line from 84 to 85, I think. So I have maybe a couple hundred original Transformers. Every time I see them cheap, like people come into my shop looking for Transformers, and like I suck as a retro toy seller because I don't sell any. I love Transformers. They have such a warm heart in my spot. I have 5 copies of Transformers #1. I should have close to a full run of them, and Transformers rock. Okay, all right, let's see. Comic-Con. All right, I'm going to look those up. So what do you mean to try to replicate my favorite covers? Like try to do a live action version of me posed as my favorite covers? I mean, that sounds kind of fun. Thundercats, I don't have any in my collection. I have all the comic books, though. I have a whole ton of comics. You know what's funny? I bought a 5.5 Marvel Superheroes number 12 for like $100 from a guy that's in the neighborhood. And I was like, I was trying to negotiate a better deal, and he's like, oh, let me have, or he was selling it for someone. So the guy said he'll throw something in. So he threw in a Thundercats #1, and at the time it was like $10. I was like, yeah, all right, I guess that's all right. But now it's like $100. Whereas the Marvel superheroes, I think, is still the same exact value. The first appearance like Captain Marvel, I thought that would be something that would go up more in value, which is crazy to me. That the Thundercats is the one that one. But Thundercats, that's one like the original animation is still good. Like when I rewatched it, I thought it was amazing. It was as good as I remembered. Whereas when I rewatch like He-Man, it's like garbage. It's so boring. Like G.I. Joe's pretty good, but Thundercats is like really getting into the storylines again. All right, let's see what else. Did I miss anything? Best Spider-Man. Yeah, I think I got it right. This was fun. Nope. Transformer 1 will sell when I'm 60 years old. Silverhawks is really good too. I had, that's one of my regrets. So there's a store called Consumers back in New Jersey where I grew up with. And they had a sale in like 1991. It was like a big clearance sale, and they had found a whole bunch of Silverhawks that, like original, like the bird that had like you pull the trigger and like it would open its beak and shoot a missile. So I bought all those, mint in the box. I probably had 20 of the toys. And it's one of the first things I sold on eBay when it started. I really regret it because they were all really minty, and I probably sold them for nothing. How are we doing in here? Busy? Oh, you're watching. All right, my wife's watching live. I'm 30 seconds behind, so I'm about to arrive. I'm in the future now. I'm looking right now. Which ones did I miss? Oh, I answered that one already. Robert Pattinson. So with DC movies, all the Robert Pattinson is in a different universe, a different Batman universe than the main one. So he's going to continue on, but he's not going to be connected to the James Gunn universe. He's going to just be his own Bat universe. People come hang out with me in the shop often. I think Jason will come in and we'll chat for like an hour. But yeah, no, I'm not really with my key issue comic books. I'm not really rushing to sell any of them until I'm probably about 60. Then I'll have to decide what my retirement plan is. Probably selling my key issues. So I'll pick up Transformers and ones whenever I see them cheap, but I'm not rushing to sell them. I think they're still undervalued. Okay, I think I got everyone's questions. Yeah, soon. I gotta find the Cobras so I can get you the number 7. How is I'm trying to recreate the cover like Thor with I need a hammer. No. Alfred, wiped his nose, helped him get dressed. I don't even know if he would be able to tie his bat shoe without Alfred. I think Alfred is like 90% of why why Batman is successful. He comes home every night and like he's got blood on the gloves and like this gadget's destroyed and this thing is broken and he Alfred cleans it all up, makes sure he works again. If it wasn't for Alfred, he wouldn't have any gear. It'd be all broken and stuff. Yeah, no, Transformer. I also love G.I. Joe. I probably have like 12 copies of number 1. Maybe not that many. I don't know. I have a bunch. I just know I've picked them up over the years whenever I saw them cheap. Hello, Glenn. How are you? I'm glad you're enjoying. Okay. I can't believe I've been doing this. This has been fun, though. All right. Any more questions before I finish? Does anyone want me to pull the comic out one more time? Maybe not. I'm tired. I gotta go package a bunch more whatnot stuff. I did it all morning. But this is fun. I'll do more live streams maybe the next time I get a big Grail or just maybe some shorter unboxings because I have a whole pile of stuff from whatnot to go through. The nest. What is the nest spawn? I'm not sure. What number do you trust the least? Oh, that's a weird question. I don't know. I don't have. I like 23 and 76, my birth year, and 6. I like 6 because 6 is my birth month. Other than that, I don't have like. I don't see like a 9 and be like, no, I don't like that. Funny question, but I'll answer it. I like the funny questions. No, good. It's good because it makes me think. What was it? A duckling versus a dolphin. A duckling. First of all, birds are kind of stupid. Well, except for crows. Crows are very smart, but most birds are not that smart. And then a baby version, a child duck, probably has no intelligence at all. Whereas a dolphin has a huge brain. A dolphin, if you could translate somehow to talk to him, you could probably have a conversation with a dolphin. He'll probably tell you where he's been, tell you some stories. All right, thank you. Oh, hey, Eric. Eric, did you do your first whatnot? I meant to try to see it, and then I think I got too distracted. I think I missed it. I'm not sure if I'm following you. I gotta follow you on whatnot. I want to see what you're selling. I feel like Daredevil #1 will be my next big book I go after, but that's kind of a high price one. I might go through a Action 252 first and kind of work my way up. I'm not sure if I'm quite ready to go super big yet. I gotta sell some more stuff. Okay, I'm having a lot of fun, but I gotta go package stuff. So I will, I should do this again because this was a ton of fun. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye. Kirby the King. Kirby's awesome. I want all the Kirby books. I have a lot of early Fantastic Four, but I would like to fill it in and get the rest. I would like to get #1 through 6. I think I have a 7 or 8, maybe a 9. I have one issue under 10, and then a lot of issues after that, but I don't have those early issues. So on the list. Okay. Talk to you guys soon.